Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew, man? She like, why you start? Man, we back, baby. We got another body cam for y'all today, man. Oh, so many body cams, man. So much crime. So much, right?
Yep. It's always something, huh?
So much sickness in this world, man. This world needs to be cleansed. Hold on. Remember last time, 40 days, 40 nights. It was a cleanse, right? Alright, today's body cam. Dad realizes his daughter's body was found in a garage can.
A garbage
can. Why is it garage? Because it made me think about this situation that happened here.
Then you was thinking about the garage.
But it was still in a garbage can in the garage.
Yeah. Which,
how far? About 3 miles away. The neighborhood's about 3 miles away. Like right down the road, you know. Mm-hmm. Nice. If y'all looked at the home, y'all looked at the neighborhood, y'all be like, this is a nice neighborhood, man.
That doesn't mean anything.
The houses, $700,000 houses, you know. Nice square, 2,800 to 3,000 square foot homes, you know what I'm saying?
It's nothing.
2-3 car garages. Everybody looks so suburbanized.
So, I mean, people ain't
neighborhood that I really want to be in. I was like, I really want to be over here. See, like, I don't know.
I just think not.
It depends on where you was like, I don't want to be, but I don't mind over here, but not a monster.
Yeah.
She said location is everything. But yeah, this case probably gonna remind me a lot of that situation. But hey, with that being said, before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description box
down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you gotta do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals,
like it with a thumbs up.
You know what? That would be a good, like, somebody found that body cam. That would be a good body cam to do. Another good body cam to do is the one that happened where the dude, he went from Alabama.
Oh.
His wife in Alabama, then came back here. I'm not like that would be a good thing to show, but situation scenario where then he came here and unfortunately took his son's life. But did he take his life too?
It was 2 of his kids, and yes, he took his life too.
After taking his wife's life in Alabama. Mm-hmm. Which was crazy, man. But hey, man, let's go. Let's check it out. Let's see what it's about, man. Let's get it.
Whoa. Yeah. Gun? There's all sorts of blood in here. She's in there. Is that home? What? You hear?
Police are at the home of Keith and Amber Zotto. Amber's mother, Betty, had called 911 earlier that day, asking officers to check on her daughter. Amber hadn't responded to any calls or messages in 2 days, and Betty feared the worst. The officers arriving at the scene initially expected a routine missing persons call, but what sat inside the house would be far more twisted and disturbing than anyone could have imagined.
Show me your hands! I got the dog. Get him! The ground! He's reaching!
Stop! Uh-oh.
Quick question for you and everybody else. So when they do a welfare check, right? And if somebody does come to the door, I know we've seen this before. Do they have the right to search the home premises for doing a welfare check? Because I know we've done a body cam similar to that, but I can't remember if they have like the right to literally search the premises based off a welfare check. Or do they just check?
If you come to the door.
That's what I'm saying. If you come to the door, do they have on grounds to come inside the home and search the home?
Well, I guess so. I think I do That is a good question, but we have had some where they went to the house for a welfare check. They was like, unfortunately, we can't like just go in or tear the door down because you know.
Yeah, but if somebody come to the door,
then, yeah, but the same body cam that I'm talking about, the person eventually came to the door and they did was able to go in.
Which one you talking about? Because I remember two. It was the one
about,
that guy.
I'm talking about the one that she was associated to the girl that was.
Or you talking about the one with her mom?
No, I'm talking about a girl. You remember the one where? No, was it the mom? No, it was the sister. It was one of the sisters. Her mom ended up calling to have a welfare check done on her. The one where the dude, he's a serial killer. We found out that.
Oh, you talking about that? That's recent.
It don't matter when it was.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying that's what I'm thinking about. Like.
Oh, that wasn't a even welfare check, was it? Because I thought he called because the nephew had beat her up. You talking about that one?
No, don't worry about it. No.
Yo, I know your.
My
which
memory's
one?
not,
which
I
one
know
I'm talking about is the one that he worked at the gas station, and the lady across the hallway he had chopped up the girl, put her in the cooler. That's one, and then the other one when the girl had killed her mom. And said her mom was in another state with her sister. And her sister said, I haven't seen her in months. But she was like, at first she said she was at her doctor's appointment. And she wasn't at the doctor's appointment.
Yeah, I remember that one. I'm not talking about that one. But yeah, I do remember that too.
When police first arrive at the Zotto home, they encounter something strange. Only Keith and Amber's children answer the door, claiming their parents are gone and they don't know when they'll be back. This alarms the officers, so they decide to call Betty, the person who originally dialed 911, hoping she can shed some light on the situation. But what Betty reveals to officers would quickly transform this simple welfare check into one of the town's most disturbing mysteries yet.
Hello?
Betty, it's Officer Crowley, Aurora Police Department. I'm at the Milan Circle address. I'm talking to the kids. What's your relation to this family, just so I know?
I'm their grandma. She didn't take her truck because you can see it in the driveway.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Her phone, the bank card is still in the house.
Yeah. Betty, how many times do you think she's done that?
Well, she's come over to my house. 3-4 times this year.
All right.
But it's always been for a day.
So what I'd like to do is start where we always start, and that's the last place she was seen. I don't want to ask these kids for permission to go in the house, so I may have to call your son-in-law, talk to him on the phone, and see if he'll give me permission to go inside.
Okay, so they still got... so they still have to ask for...
Betty would mention that she had been to the house earlier that day and noticed a few strange details. Amber's car was still in the driveway of the home, and her phone was left inside the house, as well as all of her credit cards and important documents. These minute details would prove to be much more important later on. Shortly after this call, Betty and her husband Ronald arrived at their daughter's home to meet with the police. It's here where Betty would reveal what she believed really happened to her daughter.
Hey, I'm Officer Crowley. Thanks for coming out. So I called him, but I left him a message. He didn't pick the phone up. So I can't just go inside without a warrant. I either need a warrant or his permission to go inside the house. And that's not your residence, and I can't ask you for permission. Obviously, the kids are too young for me to ask for permission. So just want to do it the right way before anything else, if that makes sense. Yep. Yeah. When's the last...
And it's kind of weird and bizarre for the husband not to be concerned. But the mom did say she has left and came to the house 3-4 times that year to kind of, I guess, to escape whatever's going on within the home. But for the husband not to have a little concern, because it's been 2 days, and I'm sure her mom Betty. Have you reached out to him? That'd be my next question. Have you reached out? Have you had a conversation with him? If he's avoiding you, then that's alarming as well.
Yeah.
Something that you saw the daughter.
Saturday afternoon when I came to pick up the kids. They spent the night with me Saturday night.
Was there any problems at that point, or was it just pick the kids up? The kids are going to stay at her house for the weekend?
Everything was fine. She said, I hope you feel better. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
It's pretty...
Had there been any drinking at that point?
Oh, heck no. They drink in the evenings.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then no sign that there had been any argument or anything like that? Okay. As you can see, I don't want you to think that I dropped any conclusions, but I'm just trying to put like a kind of a piece of timeline and kind of behavior as well too.
According to Betty, the family typically had dinner together on the weekends, and although Keith and Amber occasionally argued, things never turned physical, at least not to her knowledge. But with no parents home, officers still couldn't legally enter the residence, so they continued speaking with Betty, hoping she'd reveal something that could explain Amber's sudden disappearance. Betty explained that Amber was highly active in the community, volunteering at her children's elementary school as the treasurer of the parent organization, and everyone around town knew her as a family-first mother, spending most of her time with her children. That's why Amber's disappearance was so puzzling. It simply wasn't like her to spontaneously leave her kids alone. But this confusion would only heighten when Betty showed officers something that made the case even more unsettling. A note suggesting Amber might have harmed herself.
The note.
A note.
Huh?
I was just gonna say, is that her handwriting? Do you know for sure?
But it said, even if I say I want to die,
let it happen.
Please, please. It is what it is. Best for you and our children. Everyone would be better off if I wasn't here. Kind of what you.
But I'm pretty sure, like, I guess you would know, right? Like, this is my daughter's handwriting, or not.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even it could have been written under distress.
Yeah, so I guess that's another thing.
And it's just like a personalized journal.
Yeah.
I need way more.
Suggesting Amber might have harmed herself.
The note is what concerns
Do you mind if I read that?
I don't have a problem with it.
Is this a copy of it, or is this?
Yes, I made a copy. I don't know. This is the original.
Okay.
I didn't want to.
Just for my report, I'm gonna have to take the original for evidence for property at some point. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna sit and read this in the meantime.
The note Betty had discovered earlier read in part,
I haven't been the best wife. I deserve everything and all the horrible thoughts you think of me. I have always had it in my mind. Make sure my mom has to identify my body. Everyone would be better off without me.
I'm not an analyst or anything, right? I'm not. I don't. But the way it's written fast, and it's written like with a more harder. Like it's written like this, like somebody really just like real fast. You get what I'm saying? Because the way is the strokes of it.
It could have been.
It doesn't look like somebody's taking their time writing. It looks as though somebody's in more of a hurry and writing either out of anger or...
Yeah.
At first glance, the note appears as a tragic, heartfelt goodbye. Amber seemingly detailing years of self-doubt, despair, and emotional pain. But something about this note didn't align with what police knew about Amber. According to her mother, whenever Amber and Keith fought, Amber always stayed at her parents' house and had never just disappeared. Certainly not without contacting her family first. And although Betty clarified that her daughter had a history of self-harm ideation and emotional struggles, the note's tone sounded off. Especially the disturbingly specific instructions for her own mother to identify her body, which seemed strangely cruel. To investigators, these unusual details hinted at the chilling possibility that the note wasn't exactly what it appeared. They began to suspect Amber might not have written these words freely. Something wasn't right. So based on these signs...
And like you said, it's that her typical handwriting. So, because... You would think, because this looks like a little photo of them notebook. So, does it have previous pages of her writing in it to be able to analyze the writing, to make it seem,
like maybe she was forced to write it, or like you said earlier, she was under distress, like,
or is it his handwriting in a different type notebook?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I need, like you said earlier, I need a comparison of handwriting.
Yeah.
Because if the fonts and the strokes of everything is not similar, is it, you know?
Yeah.
Words freely. Something wasn't right. So based on these signs, officers decided to speak with Betty again, this time on the oddities found inside the note.
Do you think it's something that, would he harm her in any way? Would you have any either information or inkling that that might happen? No. Okay. If she had walked away, I mean, I'm just wondering where else or how far she could have gone.
She has walked to our house. We're in 70.
Yeah.
When she's been drinking and can't.
I understand. Of course.
So she's made
I
it that
agree.
far.
That's why I'm so concerned.
That's right.
And that's where, that's why I searched Sunrise Park, because that's the closest park to here. And I don't know why in my head it's, you're not going to do it in your home. You might do it with your phone.
Oh yeah. I guess I would think that, especially like the type of parent, type of mom that they describe her, like you wouldn't want to do that for your kids.
Your kids follow you.
You know, so you would probably go off somewhere else if you were to do something like that to yourself.
And for a mom to 100% believe that it's a possibility, she must have shown signs.
She stated earlier that she did.
I'm saying, like, even as a kid.
Oh.
Like, she must show, like, several signs. So, like, cause you know, like, that one body cam that the girl with the brother had, like, killed the whole family. And they end up having to tell, she was like, I was expecting y'all to come tell me he did something. He's no longer here. I wasn't expecting y'all to tell me he killed the family. Yeah. I wasn't expecting that call. I was expecting
that he did something
because he showed signs and they were expecting it, you know? So sometimes you expect certain family members to do certain things just about a history of behavior. And so, but on my end, I was about to say something, but I was like, no, that would be against the... Because I was going to say, could the parents go in and search their home? But also, I'm not. Because if I discover something, then it fucks up the investigation. Because then, if he did do something, his lawyer can be like, how we don't know he, or she, you know? So, I'm talking about, when I say he, I mean the father.
Betty would also find the note strange, but doesn't think Keith would have anything to do with Amber's disappearance. At this point, nothing makes sense. So, without any further clues, officers decide to move to the next step in their investigation, searching the property. As we know, without the homeowner's permission, officers still can't go inside the house without a proper search warrant. Fortunately, by using the kids, they were able to get on the phone with Amber's husband, Keith, hoping to get the permission they needed.
Dad?
The cops are here and they want to talk to you.
Is this Keith?
She's a teenager.
Yes, this is Keith.
Keith, this is Officer Crowley with your police. How are you?
I'm all right, boss. How are you?
I'd like to go over a couple series of events and then ask you for permission if I could go inside your house. And where we start searches is the last place she was seen, and that would be your house. But I don't have a warrant, and I'm asking you for permission to go inside your house too.
Go ahead, man.
Luckily, Keith seemed to have no problem letting officers search his home. While one officer continued his conversation with Keith, another would immediately begin searching the property, completely unaware they were both minutes away from uncovering the horrifying truth. One of the officers was about to search the family's home, with no idea just how close they were to discovering the gruesome scene hidden in plain sight.
So Keith gave verbal consent for us to go in the house. I'm just gonna go in. If you want to come with me,
I will.
Because I'd like you to show me.
God.
Okay. Where did you find the notebook?
In the garage.
In the
That's why
garage.
they
Okay.
literally live there.
Okay, let's start there.
Oh, you just found that in the garage?
So Keith, in a bigger picture, what's going on?
Man, me and Amber drink a lot and we fight a lot. And she likes to walk away, or actually drive away, and I took her keys from her. So she couldn't drive away. She grabbed her purse, slammed her phone on the ground, and left. And I have not seen her since.
Did you actually see her leave? Or?
So she been missing for 2 days. You said you ain't.
I wonder if it's like a routine thing, because when she drinks and she walks to her mom's house.
Mom said a day though. She been missing.
Did she
and
just
mom
come
hasn't
and
heard
sober
from her
up
3
and
days.
then go back home?
Also, I wonder do mom ever like? Do mom? So like us, my mom don't call you. Your mom don't call me. Like only time we really communicate with each other, parents or anything, is if we back home. So yeah, like that's not. But if anything happened, your mom called, I would answer the phone. You know what I'm saying? I would call her if I'm able to, like, got access to get her number. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. I don't have your mom number. Your mom has my number. You got my mama number. I don't have your mom.
But
no, I don't have.
I thought you knew it.
No,
I told it to you. That's interesting. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Just like that one time where
my sister.
Your sister couldn't get in contact, and I don't know why she couldn't get in contact with you. What was up that day? I forgot.
I have no clue.
Or your calls were going through or something. Your sister messaged me.
I didn't have service or something.
Something was up with your phone,
baby,
and they were trying to get in contact.
Don't answer, baby.
And they end up reaching out to me, and I was like, hold on, let me get on the phone.
Girl, I thought something had happened.
Yeah, it's your sister messaged me.
Yeah.
And I immediately told you, call her from my phone. You called her. You said, she was like, oh, okay, I was just trying to check. See, that's the line of communication where if something they can't get in contact you, they can't reach me.
Yeah.
Only person I didn't reach one time was your cousin had inboxed me and I ain't see it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, my bad. And it was like a month, and then she did that pop up on us.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, we reached out, and I was like, oh, I ain't see your message, my bad. Like, but beyond that, nah. Like,
oh yeah, that time she was trying to surprise me.
Yeah, she was trying to surprise. She was trying to get me to help set it up, but I didn't see her message. And she had messaged me on Facebook, and I didn't see it. But other than that, most people, if you're not answering, they can reach out and I can get you on the phone with them.
Yeah, most definitely.
And so, reason why I'm saying that is because if mom haven't heard from her, I want to do they talk every day.
Yeah.
Like me, I don't talk to my mom every day. I talk to her most of the time.
Yeah.
So if my mom tried to reach me 2 days in a row, she couldn't hear from me. 9 times out of 10, my mom will reach out to you.
Yeah.
So I wonder, has the mom reached out to him, or has he even tried to reach out to the mom?
Or the fact that I guess it's been 2 days, she just came to the house. You know what I'm saying? She just popped up at the...
No,
I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying, but I'm saying in this case, I'm wondering, did she just not call? She just popped up at the house and was like, let me see what's going on.
Because it did sound like she said she didn't stay too far away from them.
Yeah, like she said, sometimes she'll walk to my house.
Yeah, and she said, because I was live just right down.
Yeah, so I wonder, is that, like, in this case, she was like, let me just go by. Yeah.
Or you just assumed she left?
No, sir. I begged her to stay on the couch. We fought a little bit more, and I said, well, whatever, Amber. You sleep out here on the couch. I'm going inside. And I went inside. I don't know, it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then when I woke up at 9 or 10 o'clock Sunday morning, there was a letter on the fucking coffee table.
Has she ever threatened...
Are you still didn't call the police? Did you say you...
to hurt herself in the past, or was this... Oh, she has.
The last 5 years, it's been her go-to. And that's what I try telling Grandma and Grandpa, too, is she does this to me all the time, almost every weekend. She'll leave, and then she won't come back till Monday or Tuesday. And then my kids get all mad at me because I let her back in.
I hope you don't mind me asking you personal questions, but is it possible she's seeing somebody else and she stays there?
Oh, for sure she is. She's been, that's another thing. That's why we fight all the time. She's been seeing somebody for about 5 years now. And she don't pay our bills. That's why we always fight, man.
Based on Keith and Betty's statements, both were...
And also pay attention to the manner, tone he's talking about her. It's not positive. It's not concerning. It's more, oh yeah, she don't pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? It's in a manner and tone of like a F you type. You know what I'm saying?
We're aware Amber had struggled emotionally in the past, but neither realized just how serious the situation had become or how tragically wrong their assumptions would soon turn out to be.
Where exactly was the book when you found it? Right there. Okay. And you recognized her handwriting?
Yeah. Why would he leave it there?
It's unmistakable. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Why would he leave it?
Mom said it is her handwriting.
But why would he leave it there if he discovered a note?
Okay, this argument, I mean, you guys are arguing about her seeing somebody, or were you guys arguing about lots of stuff?
Well, that always comes into play, but this particular argument was about her not paying my mortgage for 6 months. I give her all my money. I just cash my check and she pays all the bills. And lately she hasn't been paying our bills.
Hey, Keith, did it get physical at all, or was it just arguing?
Yeah, we've been physical a couple times, but I want to say Saturday night, no.
You know, this is a fair question. Is there any chance that you hurt her in any way?
I fucking hope not, dude. I fucking hope not. But yeah, there's a possibility. I mean, I'm hoping not, but like I said, I don't remember shit. Me and Amber go through this shit all the time, and she always comes back.
Okay.
The only thing I'm worried about is she always goes to her fucking mom's house. She doesn't go anywhere. She does go somewhere else, but she always ends up at her mom's house.
Listening carefully to Keith's account, the officer initially found him credible as he described an argument about money and Amber's alleged infidelity. But the officer's concern grew when Keith admitted he'd been heavily intoxicated and couldn't remember if things turned physical. Suddenly, the possibility that Amber hadn't actually walked away became disturbingly real. Officers now suspected more clues were hidden inside the home. A drunken fight, maybe getting physical. Whatever happened, the answers were likely somewhere inside.
He gave me permission. I have it on my my body camera, recorded it, okay? He gave me full permission to look in the house, so. Are these guys?
They let them out.
Are they generally friendly?
Normally, yes.
Okay, good. Just because, you know. Did we look in there?
It's a pit.
It doesn't open.
It doesn't look like it's been disturbed because there's debris on the top of it, but you want to work on opening it?
Yeah. Gloves.
As officers continued their search, their body language indicated something was off. Careful not to alarm the family, neither officers openly acknowledged it yet, but they both recognized the unmistakable stench hanging in the air, the odor of decay. At this point, the only thing they were looking for was the source of that disturbing smell.
Is that finished off up top? You're kind of like a black.
No, it's just that. Hey, it's right here. Oh. Whoa. Yeah. Gun. Oh. Magazine. Okay. Do we want to call someone? Yeah.
1 second.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
We'll have you stay inside, please.
1 second. She's in there.
Inside the trash can in the garage was a gun, and underneath that was Amber's decaying body with a gunshot wound to the head, discarded with the rest of the garbage. This was now a crime scene, and police immediately began to suspect that this was far from self-inflicted.
I wondered he was expecting for the trash man to come. You know, they just hook the trash can up, throw the dump, and then keep going, you know?
But when I searched the house, my fear was, something funky. I looked in that trash bin.
Okay.
There was nothing in it.
Well,
I hate she even fucking said that shit. She didn't, you know what I'm saying? She didn't touch too much. Because that makes a crime scene, like, it's low-key contaminated by her saying, I looked in that trash can. Now, if I'm the lawyer, my defense is how we don't, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, nowadays, a lot of times, the only thing a lot of lawyers got to offer is to try to make the jury think reasonable doubt. You know what I'm saying? So, if I offer up this theory that her mom could have did something to her, we don't know the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so,
I mean, that I understand that that's the route that they try to take sometimes, but or most times, rather.
A lot of
But I wonder, like, did you just lift the top and look in it? Because if you would have just looked in it, right, you would have seen the gun, right? It's sitting right on top.
Yup.
Did you like actually lift stuff up? Because now you could.
Cause then from there we gotta run your fingerprints to make sure you didn't
couldn't have
touch the
unless
weapon.
she did open the top and look in it, but
you would have saw the weapon though, and the.
Or did somebody else put it in there while y'all had been out doing talking and stuff? Not saying, but I'm just saying because you
can't rule out nobody.
My thing is like if I look, that's the first thing I'm gonna see.
That's the first thing they saw was the gun and everything else.
But,
but somebody had just put the Uncrustable box in there. Because the Uncrustable box was laying there too. Why would a gun just be laying on top of the trash? Like I said, trash day must
unless
be
you're
coming.
just trying to hide, you just piled the
or
stuff
trash
up.
day is coming and you expect to move the trash cans outside and they throw away the weapon
and the body. Wow. Okay.
When was that? When did...
I was here about 9 a.m.
Okay.
There was not, I would have noticed that.
Okay.
The top was the carpets, and because of the smell, I literally
She said.
That's what I'm saying.
So who would have put the gun?
So from her coming at 9, I'm like her touching the trash can. There's nothing wrong with that. You looking for your daughter. You found the notebook and all that. She's searching for her daughter before she called, the authorities. Yeah. From her coming at 9 and now someone has moved his body. Where was the body at when she came at 9 o'clock?
No. I believe the body was in there. I don't think the gun was in there. I think the body's been there.
That's why I said, how deep did you look? Did you just lift the top? And you said, nothing's in here, just trash. Okay, maybe
let me see what she says.
Afflicted.
But when I searched the house, my fear was, something funky. I looked in that trash bin.
Okay.
There was nothing in it.
Oh, so you're right.
Let's just get more.
She said there was nothing in it.
When was that? When did?
I was here about 9 a.m.
Was he there? Was Keith? Was Keith at the house when you went to the house?
Okay.
There was not. I would have noticed that.
Okay.
The top was the carpets, and because of the smell, I literally
I'm just going
to
stay here.
Forensic files. It was not there. So somebody's been here.
Okay.
And the kids were sleeping, and they are unaware of being here.
Okay.
But so somebody did that.
Okay.
Ready? Partner, what's your first name? Ron. Can you get the kids? I'm just gonna wait in your house.
Strangely, although Betty had noticed the same foul odor of decay earlier, she didn't realize its implications, instead believing, or perhaps choosing to believe, that all this concern was simply because of the firearm police discovered in the trash can. Betty didn't know it yet, but her statement would soon cast serious suspicion on her, making detectives question whether she herself had played a role in Amber's death. For now, though, officers had to secure the area and move Amber's family away from the gruesome scene.
I don't want the kids to see.
I mean, this isn't nice.
Oh, it's so devastating.
So if you lift here, I mean, obviously there's a gun there, but if you lift here, you can see her foot. She weighs about 160, 170 pounds.
Have y'all took photos before we started lifting?
There's the body. Yeah. So I called Reno. He's calling MCU, and I know he sent you too.
While officers waited for the Major Crimes Unit to arrive and process the scene for forensic evidence, they began to grapple with several troubling inconsistencies surrounding Amber's family. Keith had admitted to being heavily intoxicated the night Amber disappeared. He couldn't say for certain whether his argument with Amber had turned violent, only that things had gotten heated, and that much of the night was a blur. But Keith wasn't the only one officers considered a suspect. Amber's mother, Betty, claimed she had checked the trash can earlier that morning and had seen no sign of Amber's body or the gun. Yet, Just hours later, both appeared right there in plain sight, exactly where she swore she'd already searched. Even stranger to officers was Betty's demeanor. Despite the horrifying situation unfolding around her and the possibility that her daughter had taken her own life, she remained unusually calm, at times even casual. And then there...
I'll say this, the thing with Betty, like I said earlier, it depends on, for one, the circumstance of the situation, her daughter, and Amber and Keith, right? Mm-hmm. Amber and Keith are always arguing, so there's always domestic. They have argued even around them before.
Yeah.
They're always, both are always intoxicated from drinking, so that's number 2. 3, again, with the note, is it a possibility that she has had these thoughts, she's had these signs? So, sometimes
you kind of mentally prepare yourself for the
worst. Yeah. And this is years of preparing.
Yeah.
And so they have already, kind of went through the grief behind it, years of doing it, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know, especially with somebody dealing with this, you never know when you're going to get that phone call, So you already mentally constantly preparing. And we don't know if she already cried prior.
Or it's deeper.
But also the father, he's not tearing up as well. He doesn't look sad or distraught. He look like he's just going with the motion.
I think, they probably going. And people do handle situations different.
Also, probably don't want to show too many signs for their children.
Kids. Yeah, because I was just thinking, because under a lot of circumstances and stressful things, so you will feel like somebody should just be falling out crying. I always, in situations, I think about my mom, because she's not a crier in front of people, but she'll go off and cry, but she feel like she has to be strong for everybody else. Mm-hmm. And sometimes those do be the cases, but I guess this is a little, because it's your child, this is your daughter, and they just told you that they discovered her body, but maybe you have already wrapped your head around the possibility of this happening, or you trying to stay strong for the kids, or you play a role in it as well. But we don't know. We'll see. You can't rule anything out right now.
Yeah.
Was the note. Supposedly written by Amber, its wording struck investigators as strange, too composed,
and
almost
performative. This is her.
Still, in a situation as dark and desperate as contemplating suicide, people sometimes write in ways that defy logic or expectations. True. At this point, everyone's stories seemed suspiciously incomplete, and anyone could be responsible.
Why would she say only my mom? Is Rob not her biological father? That'd be another thing.
Yeah, or she just has a very close relationship with her mom, or
it's her stepdad. You never know.
Yeah.
Because she specified, make sure my mom is the one who identified me. So that could have been
responsible in the eyes of detectives. Investigators started realizing that Amber's murder might be far more complicated than they initially thought. So, to investigate these disturbing possibilities, police knew they'd soon need to sit down with Amber's family and carefully interview each member to uncover who might be hiding something. But before doing that, officers needed to finish one crucial step: a final, thorough search of the Zotto home, carefully looking for any signs of violence or attempted cover-up. And sure enough, it didn't take long before they started noticing blood spatter throughout the house.
A gunshot wound,
a lot of these carpet pieces, I wonder if the carpet went all the way back. Or, I didn't see spatter.
I know, right?
So the book was right here. There was space open with the last page showing, and that bill was on top of it. No red pen. Get blood on the light switch. We've got a lot of blood on the sink.
Yeah, so we left it the way we found it as well too. The way the door was when we searched. But yeah,
where's Keith?
She found a little bit of obvious blood in the kitchen and the sink as well too, so.
Within minutes, officers found clear evidence that something violent had occurred before Amber's body ended up in the trash can.
Where's Keith at? Why you haven't ran home and police at your home? Can you not get up? Possibly can't get off work?
Possibly.
But if my wife, y'all looking for my wife and all that, that's a good excuse to leave fucking work.
Yeah.
Their first sign that foul play was likely involved. Additionally, the Major Crimes Unit documented critical forensic evidence, including the silver revolver found over Amber's concealed body, blood spatter around the trash can, and debris deliberately placed to hide her remains. Despite these findings pointing towards foul play, detectives still needed clarity on whether Amber's death was a premeditated act or the result of a heated argument that spiraled violently out of control. But they had two major issues preventing them from answering this crucial question. First, Keith was nowhere to be seen, and his phone had gone completely unreachable. Second, and most important, detectives had yet to determine exactly who was responsible, because at this point, several people remained under suspicion, including Amber's mother and even her own children. Police didn't know it yet, but in the coming hours, these questions would be fully answered, and the case would take a completely unexpected turn. So, to fill in these gaps, all of Amber's closest family members were transported to the police station for questioning. Detectives hoped they could uncover each member's potential motives, credibility, and who was hiding secrets, and finally reveal who might actually be responsible for Amber's murder.
I don't want to falsely alarm you, but I also believe in being as honest as we can with loved ones. We may have found Amber.
No.
Yeah, but we're not completely sure yet, Ron.
Just do it. Just do it.
We're not pointing fingers or making accusations at this time, but is there any reason Keith would hurt her?
I don't know. I really don't. I wish I could tell you more. I don't.
Either accidentally or intentionally, would he hurt or kill her? If he were to mistreat her, would she protect him?
She probably would.
So I went out there and I seen the letter, or it was a 4.5-page note. And it's very important. I looked in that trash bin.
Okay.
It had an ungodly trash odor, honestly. But I tried to, there's some carpet squares were on the top. I tried to lift up, make sure there was nothing under it. Okay. Not that, I don't know what I was expecting, but I did. So I absolutely looked in that bin. Okay. That'll be important. And didn't.
The things you saying, Mom, you thinking that would be important? Is it that information can get him off? Because you said, I looked in there, there was some carpet in there. I looked up, I pulled
obviously he wasn't there when you came at 9 a.m., right?
And the he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing of what she said earlier is, I watch a lot of forensic science stuff. Mm-hmm. Stop. Yeah. You watch it. You're not, you know what I'm saying? Everything you're saying right now can really get him off on this case, or whoever.
Or make them look at you more.
Because now your fingerprints are on the, And this is a defense attorney. This is highlights.
So I'm a little confused real quick.
Say it.
No, it's not nothing that you about to think I'm about to say.
Okay.
I'm just about to ask, so when they said that they found something in the bin, they didn't tell them that they found her body.
No, they just
said they found
knew a weapon.
The weapon.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, that's why they didn't react. Because now her dad is reacting, and then have they not still told her?
I guess not.
Okay.
And where they found her at.
Yeah.
See anything, and I went out.
Let's talk a little bit about, I guess, the fighting and do you know why?
Yeah, I do know why.
Okay.
My mom cheats on my dad, and she's not good at it, I guess. Okay. And so he finds out, and then they just go at it because she tries to lie about it. Okay. He has evidence of her doing it, and so it's yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And the last Saturday is in just a couple days ago?
Yeah, last Friday was the last time I seen her.
Okay. Did you talk to her at all on the phone or anything?
No, she came over for dinner because my grandma was cooking dinner, and she came over and we had dinner, and then she left, and then yeah.
And then you were there
from
Saturday.
Friday all the way to Sunday.
Okay.
After speaking with Amber's family, investigators finally had some clarity. Betty remained adamant she'd checked that trash can that morning, insisting the gun and Amber's body weren't there, which made her case seem more suspicious. Meanwhile, Amber's father, Ronald, was shocked by his daughter's death and found it was hard to believe Keith was capable of harming her. As for Amber's children, Annabelle explained they'd both been staying at their grandparents' house during the weekend, clarifying why they didn't hear the gunshot that ended their mother's life. However, Annabelle's unusual calmness and detailed awareness of her parents' unstable marriage raised some concerns about exactly what else the children might know or could still be protecting. After concluding,
the kid, that daughter interview, because I ain't gonna hold you. We had the police looking for my mom. I ain't talking in that manner about my missing mom, even if they don't even know she's passed. Yeah. It's the manner that they're talking, and they're praising their father, and and painting the picture of their mom being that's still your mom. And some people do have these strange, weird relationships with their parents. Like me, I wasn't raised with my dad, but I don't talk I have things I say. I'm like, man, I wish my father did this. I wish my father, but it's not in a negative light of putting him down. It's yearning for a stronger relationship with my father. You get what I'm saying? That, hey, I wish, because even at my grandma's funeral, they was talking about how my dad, all my older cousins always talking about how my dad taught them how to swim and stuff. And I'm like, damn, my dad didn't know how to swim. Motherfucker, I don't know how to swim. He taught. I'm like, y'all they're pissing me off. Yeah. But it's that yearning because I wish I had. But it's not like talking negatively. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you can hear it in the tone of manner. Like I might say certain things about my dad, but it's the tone you say it, and it's like that doesn't sound like a tone of some. It sounds like somebody more mad at their mom. Yeah. Not like my mom, because
I know what you mean.
During the interviews, investigators were preparing to search for Keith Zotto, the one critical piece still missing. But just before they could act, they received unexpected news from Keith's sister, Susan Russ. It turns out Keith had visited her just hours earlier, and what he confessed would finally expose the horrifying truth behind Amber's murder.
I saw my brother park up there, and so I got the dogs out. And I didn't know the front door was open, and he just came in, and I seen it on his face, and he goes, "You know I don't hate you." That was the first thing out of his mouth. And I said, "I know, I love you. You're my best friend." Okay. And then I said, "It's Amber that's trying to keep us apart." Okay. And he just looked at me and started crying. And I said, "Oh my God, what'd you do?" Okay. And I asked him if Amber was okay. And then he looked at me and he said, "You know what? I don't remember anything." Okay. I just remember waking up and seeing her at the ground. Okay. I asked him what the hell happened to tell me what he did. Okay. He said they'd been drinking and fighting all night. Okay. It was over money, I guess. Keith opened some bills and found out that the house had been foreclosed on. Okay. Oh, my. And then Amber pulled out the gun and he hit my brother with it. And then Keith said he took it away. And it just happened like that. He said he blinked his eyes and that was it. He said I blinked my eyes too and then I opened them and I seen her on the ground.
So was the sister there?
No.
He said he blinked his eyes and that was it. He said I blinked my eyes too and then I opened them and I seen her on the ground.
Susan's testimony finally cleared up everything for investigators. Keith himself admitted he'd woken up from a blackout to find Amber dead and openly acknowledged a violent confrontation that spiraled completely out of control. It was now clearer than ever that Keith Zotto was at the heart of Amber's murder, and it was time to track him down. Just a couple of hours after detectives left Susan's house, Aurora police received a call they never expected. Keith Zotto had surfaced at his sister's house again, ready to surrender. By now, officers knew Keith had already killed once, and for all they knew, he was still armed and dangerous. So they came prepared. A SWAT team descended upon the location, ready to take Keith down if he made even the slightest wrong move.
It's got to be up one more.
It's this one, right?
7-9.
7-9 is this one.
All right. Sorry. Ready? Watch out, Bubba.
He showed all the signs, though. It was him. You know what I'm saying?
Show me your hands!
Front door. Ma'am, come to me.
Going out.
I see him. I see him. Come to me.
Going out. Turn right.
Point to me. Come to me.
I got a guy out. Gotcha.
Hands up. Everybody hands up, please. Very good. Walk to my voice. Go hands on.
Stop. Just shoot.
Just walk towards me, nice and easy. Okay? All right. We'll talk to you in a... No, we're not. We're not going to hurt him. Okay? Walk towards me.
All right, I got him. You got him.
No. Just keep walking. Walk towards this guy.
Very good. You good, man. Very good. Very good.
Very good, right here. There you go. Good try right there, man.
Yes, sir.
Sad,
Long guns.
bro.
Yeah, feel free to go ahead and make here.
Said the whole situation's sad, though.
Very much so.
It all looks normal.
Bro, if you just want to hold on, I'll be back with you.
Oh, so they got to search the home and everything, too?
You guys good?
Is that your mom, and who else is the other lady? Gotcha. Okay, man. Very good. We appreciate you coming out, bud. We'll explain it all to you, okay? Okay, buddy. Okay. Okay. There you go.
Remember, but
Finally, after hours of uncertainty, Keith Zotto surrendered to Aurora police without incident. He was immediately taken into custody and formally processed for the murder of his wife, Amber. Keith would go on to admit to killing Amber late Saturday night, claiming his gun accidentally went off during a drunken argument over money and infidelity. Though he insisted he couldn't remember placing her body in the trash or concealing the crime, Keith accepted responsibility for her death. However, Betty's earlier statement surrounding the infamous trash can remained unclear, and investigators were never able to determine why she didn't see the gun or Amber's body that morning. In May of 2021, Keith Zotto was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole.
Oh, wow.
First degree?
Oh.
And while he was intoxicated? Ooh. Because, it normally be hard when somebody's in an intoxicated state to be able to rule first degree. But he had motive to kill her because of the... Ooh. Financial was the motive.
I guess that's what
when financial like that being the motive, I guess you can rule first degree.
I wasn't thinking it was
because of the
first degree.
nature.
I didn't think that they was going to charge him with first degree because of just with the statement with the sister of what she said that he told her that Amber pulled out the gun and he was able to get the gun from her and he just blinked. And I was thinking that.
But maybe they just didn't have strong enough evidence to rule that. What if her DNA wasn't ever on the gun? Because he could have wiped the gun,
He could have wiped it down
and wiped her DNA off.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I knew it was probably going to be second degree or something like that,
or at least manslaughter. But
well, I knew second degree, but then I guess with the intoxication, then I thought that they was going to go a different route. But first degree, that's sad. That is so sad, though. Like y'all, I'm just my brain is still trying to the amount that y'all are drinking and constantly. It seemed like it was like a every
Very
weekend
toxic
thing or everyday thing or every weekend thing and getting like that intoxicated and arguing and fighting, not being able to remember.
But if you can remember those details, you can remember more.
Yeah.
But like I said in the other body count, is it true that you don't remember, or you trying to make yourself forget? So it's trying to have selective memory. Because you said I blinked, a gun shot went off. Because you remember all details, Up to the point where I struggled. I snatched the gun. All I remember is blinking, and I don't remember anything else.
When I opened my eyes,
But you can remember
she was on the ground.
She hit you with the gun. You can remember the.
So you remember her being on the ground after the fact, after you shot her, but you don't remember putting her in a bin. You don't remember putting the weapon in there. And then I'm still confused as to with the mother saying that she didn't see anything in there. The gun is going to be like boom right.
The gun was the first visible thing you saw when you opened up, because also it had a holster.
Yes, like I'm going to see that. Then you said it smelled like just like.
So her body was
awful smelling
and
trash.
You said, and it was piles of carpet.
You said you lifted.
Bro, it wasn't piles of carpet. It was barely just all you had to do was this. And you saw.
Because soon the officer lifted the body.
It probably about this thick.
So I'm just kind of I'm just kind of confused on that part.
And as Marcus, but he could have placed that in there too, just to make it appear as more garbage than what it was. Unless he came back by the house.
Unless he came
between
back.
her
being there at 9 a.m. and leaving. Did
he show the time? Because I know sometimes Dr. Insanity, he doesn't show the time.
No, I didn't see any times. If he did, I didn't see any.
Because I was just wondering, like in the body cam, was there any time shown of the body cam? Nah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
But I just wonder like that. And if the body wasn't in there when you looked, or the gun wasn't in there when you initially looked.
But the foul odor, the body was already in there. Because it had such a foul odor.
So was it just her in there, the carpet, the uncrustable box, and the gun?
She said, well, nothing in there, but the uncrustable box wasn't even in there.
She said just the carpet. Yeah.
She said just the carpet.
So you didn't live good enough or something. You didn't look good enough. You probably seen it and just, you was like, no way. And just went, I don't know. Because I don't know what's going through someone's head.
But why would you say no way when she literally said... That's one thing I thought about because I watched so many. You even went to the park to look for.
And you know something, we watch so many of these, and a lot of times things don't make sense, and it be like some of the most bizarre things, and you just like in your head it just doesn't make sense, but things are possible.
True.
So rest in peace to Amber.
For sure. R.I.P. Man, that's a horrible way to go out.
Yeah.
And the whole situation is it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Now the kids, the house foreclosed, so y'all lose the home anyways.
I mean, who was gonna be staying in the home though?
But I'm just saying, you never know. Maybe the life insurance policy or anything could have been able to pay for the house out for the kids.
Yeah.
I don't know how that stuff works, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? Or how they have anything set up.
Yeah, I'm about to say even if they had anything set up like that.
But you just never know at the end of the day, and they were losing the home anyway.
Yeah.
And now somebody off over cheating, infidelity,
and finances,
and lies, bro.
Lies and finances.
She must didn't work.
It doesn't probably.
It doesn't appear as
sound like it. I just know they mentioned she was like on the board at the.
Yeah, but it appears as though she possibly didn't work.
He get his checks and he give them straight to cash them or give them to her.
Cash them and give her so she could pay the bills, and she wasn't paying the bills.
Yeah, again, rest in peace. This is a sad situation.
Yeah, man.
Very sad. Very sad case.
Hey, man, y'all spam us up. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
We out.
Time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my pocket.